Hello, and welcome to the Cryptocurrency News Channel. This is a recap of the earlier stream. If you want to join me on my stream, check out the links in my description and my comments below. Let's actually get on to the news. First of all, a U.S. think tank has released a white paper for a digital dollar. So this is, I think, the government itself, and they're interested in giving a digital dollar. It's laying out the groundwork for a U.S. CBDC. All this stuff is from Telegraph, by the ways. And basically, there's certain tenets of what it considers a digital dollar and what it'll push forward. The white paper expresses Gorfin and co-founder and former CFTC chair Christopher Giancarlo's documented interest in operating alongside traditional financial authorities and existing payment mechanisms, including cash and automated clearinghouse technology. So it'll obviously be tied to cash because pretty sure the digital dollar is just going to be backed by actual dollars, and they're going to use the ACH technology, probably like fast ACH or the instant ACH that the clearinghouse actually has. They also have a huge amount of arrays for the digital dollar, so it's not going to use like any known crypto system. It's not so it charts out a bunch of uses. Obviously, remittances between the U.S. and Mexico, as well as like other payments and remittances. So they're going to depend on the private sector, meaning like private banks and remittance and money transfer mechanisms or money transfer companies. And the digital dollars are going to be issued through these banks and private companies to be used. And they do expect it to be very, very streamlined. It obviously will be completely KYC AML. So obviously part of the reason they want to do this is to make sure people don't go for more shady options in their opinion and actually escape the grasp and oversight of the government. So the thing is, like, you will have a fast mechanism for transferring money via the clearinghouse system, ACH system, or fast ACH system, and it'll be much better and it'll probably have less fees than the system we have right now. And it'll all be KYC AML, and it will streamline a lot of the finances for remittances. So this is something pretty cool. I'm not really sure if it's going to help crypto or not, but it is something to actually help people who want to send remittances to Mexico or other countries. This has been stirred up by COVID-19, and they are trying to reconfigure the financial system to be more responsive. And they do have a number of bills calling for a digital dollar. So the digital dollar is going to probably come into existence. It's been hurried by COVID-19. It's probably coming into existence in the next year or two. And they are going to build it on ACH technology, clearinghouse technology, from what the white paper actually looks like. So that is the news on the digital dollar. CoinMarketCap has actually unveiled two changes to their system, and this is actually spurred on concerns about now that they're owned by Binance that they're going to favor Binance, and I think those are definitely legitimate concerns. So first of all, they've introduced new metrics for ranking exchanges and market pairings based on a number of factors that are intended to reduce the impact in fake volume on the platform's data. Now, how you actually determine fake volume is very, very important because no one can truly tell what's real and what's fake. They have this confidence metric now that they introduced yesterday, and it uses a machine learning algorithm to examine all data ingested by CMC to determine if the volumes reported by exchanges are inflated and to what extent. So obviously they can jig that to actually favor Binance, and that's what I think competitors are actually afraid of. And I think they have a legitimate reason to have that fear because I don't think Binance is above rigging it to favor themselves. They also have another change to market pairings, and that's for the default ranking system or for market pairings. Not like their overall listing, but default ranking system for market pairings. And they'll replace the current metric of volume for default sorting. And that could actually be damaging to competing exchanges if they actually sort Binance towards the top. I mean, like they're in control of all these algorithms, and they can make any excuse to make Binance appear more, bigger and more legitimate than other exchanges. Now, Binance is generally near the top, anyways, for most coins that are listed on Binance, so it probably doesn't really matter all that much. But there are legitimate reasons for concern that they'll use CMC, which is a huge platform that a lot of people see, to actually push their own exchange to the top, which I think, like I said, is a legitimate concern, and I really see why other competitors would see this as a problem. So the third piece of news is that Craig Wright's appeal against Roger Ver has been dismissed out of UK court, and now he will have to pay all the court costs for Roger Ver. So originally in 2019, Craig Wright actually sued Roger Ver for calling him a fraud and a liar. That case was actually dismissed by the UK court, and Wright actually filed an appeal. As of May 29th, the Court of Appeals of England and Wales has shown that the appeal has been denied, and Roger Ver has said Craig Wright will have to pay $100,000 according to his estimations of his court costs because the court case was BS. See, the thing is, like, to prove this, you generally have to prove that what the other guy said is fraudulent, and there's no way that Craig Wright can actually prove that what Roger Ver said is fraudulent because he's really not Satoshi, and he hasn't been able to prove that he's Satoshi. And he can't say like other people are defaming him, because if you're trying to sue someone for libel or defaming you, you have to a lot of times you have to prove what they're saying is actually false. And he has been unable to do that. And I think like all the judges can see that he's like full of it at this point, because he's been caught lying in court and faking documents multiple times in U.S. court and probably in other courts as well. So his lawsuit and legal matters are costing him a lot of money, and they're not really turning out in his favor. In fact, I don't think any one of his lawsuits have turned out in his favor. So that is the news for today. Let me know what you think. Like and subscribe, and hit that bell notifications button. Thank you, and have a nice day.